Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and being a producer of Wrestle Massacre as well as Inside Movies Galore, I am David Strege, and welcome to Delusions of Grandeur. Enjoy the reviews. I certainly did.
I'm setting the example. And what I've done is going to be puzzled over and studied and followed forever.
Yeah. Delusions of Grandeur. You're no messiah. You're a movie of the week. You're a fucking t-shirt, at best.
Okay, Dave, that's it. Screw you and your college flunkies. I've had enough of this from you and from everyone else. I know what you guys are trying to do. Break me down, drive me out of the force. Well, it's going to take a hell of a lot more than a lame prank like this to get Curtis Mooney to throw in his badge, so fuck you. Over.
Did you miss me? I guess not.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to another exciting episode of, Delusions of Grandeur, where I plan on reviewing the movie Gummo. I ended up getting as an extra from one of my sellers that I buy from a copy of Gummo on disc, and such a depressing movie. I'm not even sure if I like any of it. But I'm gonna describe it as much as I can. So, evidently, there was a tornado that happened in this town in Ohio, Xenia, Ohio. This film was filmed in 1997. It was directed by Harmony Korine. The film stars Nick Sutton as Tumblr, Jacob Sewell as Bunny Boy, Lara Tosh as the girl in the car, Jacob Reynolds as Solomon, Chloe Sevigny as Dot, Darby Doherty as Darby, Carissa Glucksman as Helen, and so on and so forth. So these two boys, one older, one younger, Solomon and Tumblr, they go around riding bikes, listening to black metal music, and shooting and killing cats. Have various adventures, getting high on glue, having sex with mildly tired, pimped out wives, being part of the half of this town that is so far into depression it's not even funny. You got Solomon's mom, who evidently misses her husband, as well as seems to like barely even take care of Solomon. Um, eh, every single home that you see in this film is dirty. Laundry is piled high. Um, Walls have not been washed in years. The um, degradation of character leveling here is probably as low of life as you can be. I mean, there's um, um, talk of throwing gasoline on cats. These there's definitely several carcasses of cats that were used in this film. And I'm a cat lover. This scene, this and seeing the fact that these two boys ultimately end up like torturing these cats even before they even like because one of the reasons why they go around and kill cats is for money to get high on glue. Uh, I mean, this is the degradation level that this has come to. I mean, there's a mentally ill man that seems to have some gay grappling moments with a uh, dwarf of color, and then later that dwarf of color, um, shall I call him Black Man, um, actually participates in a arm wrestling thing in a house. He's like this little ass dude, and there's this big muscle dude. I guess they're wrestling for who goes get some more beer, and he won. And then they continue to like dismember the furniture in the already unkempt place in which they are congregated, and it just seems to be that every single person in here is like the next mentally disturbed person that you probably don't ever want to meet. As the two boys, Solomon and Tumblr, uh, parade through the town looking for cats to kill. Uh, Tumblr ends up pointing his gun at one, and Solomon says, "No, don't kill that one. That's a house cat." And we follow the cat. I guess the camera follows the cat into the home of three young girls, one prepubescent girl, and two teenagers who all dress up like strippers and practice becoming hookers. And they play with each other's boobs and end up like ultimately getting sexually molested by an older man later on. But also you see them going around with flyers of their cat that has gone missing. And we're led to believe that these boys have actually killed this cat and are beating it to death while it's hanging from a tree. Also, there is, the butcher that they are selling the um, cat meat to tells them about their competition. Their competition and ends up being a 12-year-old kid named Jerry, which later they end up like um, going and traipsing through his home, and his home is a mess. I mean, uh, and they find photos of this 12-year-old kid named Jerry in dressing up like a girl, and you see various levels of video of him making various poses, and then his grandmother or mother is lying in the next room, all hooked up to machines. And Tumblr looks over to Solomon and says, "Shoot her in the foot," because both of them have BB guns. He does, and she doesn't even wake up. And Tumblr ends up taking her off the machine. That's about the most positive thing I could probably say about this film, is that the fact that they put her out of her misery. Other than that, there's a boy who it seems to be homeless, and wearing a pair of pink bunny ears in the rain half the time, and then you see him get shouted down by two 6-year-olds who evidently learned their language in a toilet factory, because there was nothing good that they could say, and they sound but like a bunch of hicks that didn't like have any education whatsoever. And the thing is, when I was growing up, when I was like 17, 18, I used to hang out with a bunch of people who sounded like these uneducated, I should say misfits, because none of these characters ever seem to go anywhere in society, and they always seem to be in their own little world, and it just seems like there's levels of mentality that is portrayed in this film, and it's not exactly portrayed in the best way. And it seems like a lot of these mentally handicapped people that are shown in this film are unaware of how they look to the outside world. I mean, there's this moment where two deaf people are they appear to be having a argument with each other, and they sound like cats and dogs. I mean, these are slices of life of the worst of of what humanity can become. And I just want to say something about what Gummo might mean. Gummo is a slang term for rednecks, ghetto folk, or trashy lowlife. And nihilism is derived from the Latin word nia. It's basically a philosophy or family of views within such philosophy which rejects general or fundamental aspects of human existence, like objective truth, knowledge, morality, values, or meaning. So there are definitely levels of narration. The narrations were definitely a little incoherent. There really is no real plot other than the fact that this is possibly where life is leading most of us into poverty. I mean, is there some sign of intelligence here? I'm not aware of it, but yeah. I guess on one side note that this film has become a cult, it had a cult following. Um, one of my sister's friend's favorite movies was this, so I went into this. I was expecting some kind of like rare art form. uh, no, but I will definitely not be able to unsee this movie. Uh, I get, like I said, the only positive thing I could say about it is the fact that Tumblr there, he ended up taking an old lady off of a machine that was keeping her alive. And he is the most nihilistic of the bunch, you know. Um, I guess this is a look at like what happens when people just give up. I mean, this is a sad look at life. It seems like all of the kids that you see in here are like not cared about. I mean, the situations that they're involved in, nobody seems to give a shit. And this just this movie will make anyone depressed. But there's my thoughts on this film. I mean, there's nothing really that I like about this film except for the fact that I guess in a way, it was told from perspectives, and I guess it was just sad. I mean, there was another one where um, one of the girls from town, I guess, was raped by her father, and it's her uh, telling us exactly what age that she was raped at, and it just became, normal for her. I mean, these are the things after this terrible tornado disaster, and I think that's a little bit more prevalent now, especially since we just had like all those tornadoes happen in Kansas and not Kansas, Oklahoma and Tennessee and all that jazz. It makes me think like what will happen in these towns that this destruction has happened there. Will the same worlds be portrayed? In any case, hopefully you enjoyed my thoughts on this film. Um, to me, Jacob Reynolds, who played Solomon, he had played in The Road to Wellville a little bit before this, so to me, this is kind of a downward spiral for him. I mean, but I don't know. It is what is, and it's not my entire cup of tea. But if you like seeing this type of depression type shit, I guess it's up your alley. But it's not up my alley. I'm not sure I want to see this film again, and there's just pointless for me to watch it again. In any case, like, share, and subscribe, and I hope that you find a way to get through this film if you wanted to find it out for yourself. Um, I'm not sure if I'd recommend this film at all, but um, hopefully you'll find uh, this viewpoint worthy of having you check it out. It should at least be seen once, if anything, so that you know whether you like it or not. But let me know down in the comments what you thought of the film. I will not be able to unsee it. Catch you later. Hopefully you enjoy. And I'll be back with more exciting films. once I can find another to go on about. In any case, thank you and enjoy.
You were good, kid, real good. But as long as I'm around, you'll always be second best, see?